last week I was moving stuff around my house. Long story short, I ended up doing my back in. Now I thought the best way to fix that was just to lie down and hopefully it would just disappear and go away and heal itself. And it didn't. My next guest knows all about recovery, knows all about strains, knows all about repairing your body. You ready to hear from our next guest? Let's do it. G'day guys, how you doing? John from Live at the... Oh, for goodness sake. G'day guys, how you doing? Yep, that's good. That's going to be in the blooper reel also. Excited. What the freckles? Give me a second. Hey guys, welcome to Live at the Hive. You're my first duo. Alan, Vanessa, how are you this morning?
Good morning, John.
Morning. Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. Really excited to hear about the recovery room and how it all began.
So the recovery zone came about initially. Alan had built the lodge on the property Gym 55. I had a sports massage background, and Alan also had a sports therapy background many years ago. Alan has been away competing in the NFG games and was really interested in the recovery side that he'd experienced there. So he got to experience the RPX side while he was there, raving about it. He felt amazing from it, really helped him get through the games. So when he came back, he approached me about going into a partnership with something that we could integrate the RPX and other recovery sides into it.
Nice. And so your background in regards to, your sports therapy and massage and all of that, how did that begin? Did you go to university to do all that, to study, or what did you do?
So I've always been interested in the body and how it works. I originally studied human biological sciences at uni, so I was always interested in the anatomy side of it. And the massage that came later on, and it was actually purely just from going through massages myself. And I found that I would never switch off doing it. I was so interested in what they were doing, how it felt, the areas they were working on. And I eventually decided to go and train in the massage side of it as well. I went into the full beauty and the therapeutic massage side first, but I had so much interest in the massage that I wanted to keep building on it, learning about it, different techniques. And then I decided to be a little bit more specific with the sports side of it so I could focus more on injuries and recovery. So I went back and trained again for the sports side of it.
Nice. And so it sounds like you just want to help people and get if they've got some sort of injury or whatever else, to get back to where they need to be, as opposed to having just a relaxing massage.
Yeah, I think I've always really liked helping people, so it was nice to be able to build on what I've qualified into, then taking it into something that I can actually help people with and see a benefit from it at the end. So when the treatment's finished, find out how they benefited from it, how they feel from it, see an improvement on it. So I really enjoy that side of it.
Nice. And so you're opening soon. Is it next week? You're able to open again?
Monday, and we officially launch on Monday.
Right, nice. So Alan, you've had, I would assume, quite a few massages at the recovery room.
Yeah, well, I actually, I've got a lot of back issues, John. I slipped my disc about 16 years ago, so believe it or not, I actually have to go to Vanessa twice a week, which is massively helped me with my own exercising, and also for the job that I do as a personal trainer, to get me through the day. So yeah, I came into the recovery zone a few times. Yes,
it's a great case study for me.
I bet it is. Yeah, because I do, obviously we know each other, Alan, and I do see your struggles sometimes, but I have seen a difference in you when you've been into the recovery room to get a massage. You seem to be a bit more spritey and moving around, because I remember you telling me a story that you were down at NFG or something, and you were halfway through one of your competitions and you could hardly even touch your toes, but you had got a massage, or it was an RPX pants or something, and then you were able to move and function again. Is that right?
I've did quite a few of the events now, and the last one was last September, and that's the first one I genuinely thought it was a 4-event day over 7 hours, and by the end of the event, I thought I was done. I actually said to my teammate, I genuinely don't know how I'm going to get through the third event, which was going to be arguably in about an hour's time, for when I realised I'm in trouble. And they had a tent. They teamed up with RPX and Aquilo with a recovery area, and I was just mesmerised by the full place. I stood back, I looked at it, I watched all the athletes going in, and to myself, this is different. This is really good. So yeah, I managed to get into the RPX trousers, the compression trousers, for probably 10 minutes, and they used the Theragun on me, which was arguably only for a couple of minutes. And I mean, I'm talking about I couldn't get my hands past my knees, John, without being in pain. And literally 15 minutes later, I was touching my toes, and it got me through. It got me through the third event. The problem for me was the third event, the same thing happened again, but I knew where to go, and that for me as well, experiencing it. I came back, and I mean, I just was raving about it, and obviously spoke to Vanessa about how good these things are, you know.
So Vanessa, you've got those. Sorry, Vanessa, you've got those pants there. So you got the RPX, you got the compression pants. You've got a gun. I don't know what the gun's called, and then you obviously do the sports massage. So it's the complete package that you've got there.
Yes, so we have the Theragun, the Aquilo Sports Ace Compression, and the RPX lymphatic compression pants as well. So I originally started with the RPX, and then Alan had found the Aquilo Cryo Compression as well, so we decided to add that into it as well. I think it's great because it's just a quick, convenient way for people to recover as well. So it's just, if they don't have a lot of time, it's quick, it's easy, they can come in, pop the trousers on, and just sit back and recover. Yeah,
nice. And I have been actually in there. You've got like a TV, you've got coffee. It's a nice, relaxing environment for you to come in and sit and get a massage or get these RPX pants or compression pants, right?
I think just with the recovery side as well, it's massively about the psychological side of it. So we wanted to make it where it is where people can come in, recover, but also relax, so they can just switch off their minds as well.
Nice. So coming away from that a little bit, obviously this is a business channel, so we kind of like to talk about the nuts and bolts in the back end and how things work. Did you set this up as a limited company, or is it, how did you work? Because you're obviously partners in this and wanting to bring this to Lanarkshire to offer it to people. How does the mechanics of the business work in the back end, and how did you work that out?
The recovery zone 55, John. So it's part of the gym. Vanessa, she works self-employed through the recovery zone. So as much as it's a partnership, there's still a differentiation that my side, I mean, Vanessa basically will run the business. Mm-hmm. I'm, if you like, silent partner, the guy that will arguably bring gym members to it, and you know, so but that's the way that we've set it up. It's just differentiated. That for me, it's part of my gym brand. And for Vanessa, she's building the business through it.
Yeah, that's really good. And you find that that's working well, the way that you've worked that?
It gives me a bit of freedom just to do things exactly the way I want to do them. And it's a massive help having Alan by my side as well. This is a big venture for me. So it's a massive help having Alan.
Oh, that's really, really good. And what do you find, Vanessa? So do you do your own social media and you take control of all of that? Do you primarily use Facebook and Instagram? Are they your main sort of platforms that you push this at?
Yeah, and that was quite a big thing for me, because I'm not actually, in my personal life, a big social media person. I didn't have a Facebook. I had an Instagram, but it was really actually just for me to watch random videos myself. I was never a big social media person. So that's been a massive learning curve for me, to just try and take on the social media side of it, to learn how much impact it actually has and how much you can draw people in.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the plans for the recovery room? Because I know that you've got the 55 games coming up, which is going to be huge, here at Gym 55. So you'll be able to have people sort of coming in one door, I would imagine, being able to do what you were saying down at NFG, get the pants on for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, get that recovery, and then come out the other side and or get a sports massage as well. Do you want to run more events like that? And also, what is the plan for the recovery room?
Yeah, I think it's exciting because it is starting. So there's so many windows that we can go into, but I think massively with the games, that'll help us see how it will all work as well and give us a good idea of it. But yeah, I think to run more events, get more involved in events, and just make people more aware, I think, of the importance of the recovery side of it. I think a lot of people this year went into new activities, and it's just trying to encourage them to remember that their bodies are still getting used to these new activities that they're doing. So the recovery side is so important to help them progress. So I think it's just bringing a lot of awareness into the recovery side of it.
In regards to the games, John, the plan of the games is it's going to be run over a 2-day, 2 days over the weekend, Saturday the 7th of August, Sunday the 8th of August. The aim is for 36 female athletes and 36 male athletes over the 2 days. So we reckon that, I would imagine, at least 90% to all of them will come in and experience while they're in between zones during the day, because they're going to be here for 7 hours. So the chances are, I would imagine, most of them will come in and experience the recovery zone.
Are you going to be able to handle that, Vanessa, do you think?
It will be a challenge that I'm excited to do.
Nice. Are you going to have anyone else that will help you on the day, or do you think it will just be yourself?
Yeah, no, I think we'll try and pull all hands on deck as much as we can. So it will be a busy day.
Yeah, absolutely. So the recovery room, all these things that you offer, you're pretty much the only, place in Hamilton and Lanarkshire that you can offer this. Is that right?
Well, I think so, John. I don't know anybody that's doing it, and if anybody's watching the show that is, then my apologies to them, but I hadn't heard of anybody. As I say, when I witnessed doing at NFG, this really brilliant area they had set up, big marquee, with about 4 guys. As I say, all the RPX t-shirts, and I was blown away by it. And for me, studying athletes, and when I say athletes, I don't mean athletes, world-class athletes you watch on your television. I'm talking about normal guys and normal girls who train really hard, who were probably like me, struggling at that point. And I just stood back and watched it, and I just was like, wow, this is totally different. I'd never seen it. And I've got a background as a personal trainer for a long time, and the amount of gyms I've worked in, I've never seen anything like it. So, right. As I say, blew me away, and from what I can see, we've grabbed something that no one else has grabbed, which is great, because and it's great for the gym members and the personal training clients, because again, it's a nice compliment that perhaps other gyms don't.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely a compliment to the gym. And that's cool. I really appreciate you both talking to me today about the recovery room and sort of getting an idea behind the business. And it's good to meet the silent partner and the one who's running everything. Vanessa, I done my back last week, my lower back, and it was interesting. Even just speaking to Alan, he was like, "You got to get movement in it," because I'd been just lying on my back, just hoping that it would get better. And it didn't, and it was over a couple of days. But once I started getting movement in it and moving around it, I started to get loose again, and it was really good. Is there any tips that you could give, Vanessa, for our viewers for anything that they can be doing with? Obviously, obviously we know you were meant to, when you're lifting things, bend your knees, don't use your back to lift things, that's the mistake that I made. But is there any tips or tricks out there to maintain yourself so that you don't have an accident, basically?
Yeah, to prevent the injury before it happens.
Yeah.
I think massively is know when to stop pushing yourself when you've gone too far. Take it slow, especially when it's a new activity, something that you're just going into. Build yourself up slowly so you don't have injuries from it. And stretching as well, massively important before and after. Foam rollers are great for after, getting that muscle back to its natural resting length. The lacrosse balls as well, anything like that is amazing just for helping the body after your exercise, just get the muscles back to their natural resting length. And just what you were touching on, what you were saying as well, is I think the perception for a lot of people is when they do get injured is just to completely rest and let the muscle heal. And the best thing to do is to get movement back into it. Obviously not anything too extreme, but just gentle movement to get back into that muscle so it doesn't seize up.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely be coming in. I can still feel it on my back slightly. I can still feel a wee tingle there. So I think I'll be coming into the recovery room, and I might get you to work on me a little bit.
Perfect.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks so much, guys, for coming on today. Really do appreciate it. And I wish you all the best. And you've got a good business there, so I have no doubt that it's going to succeed really, really well. So thanks very much.
Thanks, John. Thank you, John.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll be putting links below to the recovery room. You and I are doing well. Alan, not so much. Alan. Woo.